I challenge you to go for a week without explaining your decisions to anyone who doesn't need to know. No justifications, no detailed reasoning, just confident action followed by silence. For example, when your coworker questions why you're leaving early, simply state, "I'm done for today," instead of listing reasons. This challenge represents one of the 5 critical upgrades that transform an ordinary INFJ into what I call INFJ 2.0. Today, I'm walking you through all 5 signs that indicate you're ready for this evolution. Changes that shift your focus from fixing others to revolutionizing yourself. The transformation is profound and life-saving, according to many in our community. In the next few minutes, you'll discover practical steps to implement each upgrade immediately. Before we start, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our weekly deep dives into the world of personality types. And if you are looking to achieve a deeper understanding of yourself and your personality type, click the link in the comments to take our favorite free personality test. Sign number 1, the internal power shift. Have you noticed how exhausted you feel after spending days trying to fix everyone else's problems? Most INFJs don't realize they operate on an outdated system that drains their energy reserves. Your cognitive functions were never designed to handle everyone else's emotional baggage while neglecting your inner landscape. As an INFJ, your natural wiring directs intuition and feeling functions outward, making you the unofficial therapist who absorbs everyone else's emotions while your needs collect dust in the waiting room. This external focus actively harms your development. The uncomfortable truth that emerges when you finally turn those analytical abilities inward is startling. Your compulsion to fix others was never about them. It was your subconscious attempt to create a controlled, harmonious environment where you could feel safe. In psychological terms, you've been using others as emotional proxies instead of facing your challenges. Something remarkable happens when you begin redirecting this energy inward, like upgrading your internal operating system. Psychologists call this process cognitive reframing. Your empathy transforms from a rescue tool into a pathway to self-understanding without diminishing your compassion. The fundamental distinction between INFJ 1.0 and 2.0 lies precisely here. Version 1.0 measures their worth by how many people they've helped today. Version 2.0 recognizes that modeling personal growth creates more impact than managing everyone's emotional state. Imagine ending your day not depleted from emotional first aid, but energized from authentic connections. The energy conservation is immediate and profound. Instead of constantly replenishing depleted reserves, you develop a sustainable internal power source that fuels meaningful relationships without leaving you empty. Sign number 2, the boundary revolution. That sustainable internal power source remains fragile until you install the proper protection system. Think of your empathic abilities as powerful magnets, attracting genuine connections and those with unprocessed trauma who sense your willingness to absorb their pain. Without boundaries, these magnets will continually override your battery's capacity to recharge. When an INFJ finally utters that 2-letter word they've been avoiding their entire lives, the response is revealing. Energy vampires who've grown accustomed to your unlimited emotional support push harder, testing your newfound limits. This moment shows why boundaries are the cornerstone of your evolution. Many INFJs mistake self-sacrifice for compassion. Your inclination to maintain harmony makes enforcing boundaries feel physically painful. Your nervous system responds to the perceived threat of conflict, particularly with those you've carried emotionally for years. Research shows that empaths without boundaries often develop emotional exhaustion and physical health complications. Your body keeps the score when your mind refuses to acknowledge its limits. This isn't sustainable for becoming your most effective self. The essential perspective shift is that boundaries are filters, not walls. Like your smartphone's closing background applications to preserve battery life, you remain connected while preventing unlimited access to your emotional resources. This is the most loving action for yourself and others. When you establish these healthy filters, relationships that survive transform into something valuable. Connections built on mutual respect rather than emotional dependency. Those who genuinely care will adjust. Those who only value what you could give will reveal themselves. Sign number 3, intuition unleashed. Your boundary revolution has laid the groundwork. But now it's time to address the mysterious superpower constantly working beneath your conscious awareness. The revolution in your relationships through boundaries is the beginning of reclaiming your power. Those unexplainable moments when you just knew something important weren't random hunches, but your most sophisticated cognitive function operating exactly as designed. Your intuition isn't mystical, it's methodical in ways that conscious thinking simply cannot match. As an INFJ, your dominant cognitive function, introverted intuition, operates like an advanced pattern recognition system running silently in the background of your mind. It continuously processes vast amounts of information, identifying subtle connections and future possibilities others typically miss. Remember when you sensed your colleague would resign weeks before they announced it? Your brain has already assembled countless micro-expressions and subtle shifts in their behavior that your conscious mind hadn't registered. The challenge arises because we inhabit a world that demands explicit reasoning for intuitive knowledge. When pressed to explain these insights, you struggle to articulate the complex patterns your brain assembled, creating an exhausting internal conflict between your deepest knowing and external pressure for justification. Neuroscientist Dr. Antonio Damasio states, "The brain is constantly making predictions based on prior experiences, often before conscious awareness. When you overthink your intuitive hits, you activate brain regions that override the holistic pattern recognition systems responsible for those insights, like forcing a background app to run in foreground mode, which crashes the system." The distinction between INFJ 1.0 and 2.0 is that version 1.0 questions their intuitive insights and seeks external validation, while version 2.0 embraces intuition as their primary operating system. The upgraded INFJ knows that their just knowing integrates emotional intelligence, pattern recognition, and future-oriented thinking in ways that purely analytical approaches cannot replicate. Sign number 4, authentic self-expression. With your intuition operating at full capacity, one critical barrier prevents your complete evolution to INFJ 2.0. The gap between what you know inside and what you actually express. The typical INFJ's mind contains a universe of insights that never see daylight, sacrificed at the altar of harmony and others' comfort. Your chameleon-like adaptability serves you well in many contexts, but at what cost? This shape-shifting tendency, adjusting your words, tone, and opinions based on who's listening, gradually creates a profound disconnect. Your inner world grows increasingly affluent, while your outer expression becomes increasingly diluted, leading to that unmistakable feeling of being invisible, despite being physically present in conversations. Remember when you shared a significant insight during dinner with friends, only to watch expressions shift and the conversation quickly change direction? That sinking feeling is the emotional toll of self-censorship. Early experiences taught you a dangerous lesson. Authentic expression causes discomfort. Your empathic radar detected this, and you modified yourself to maintain harmony. This self-silencing carries steep costs. The suppression of your authentic voice creates internal pressure manifesting in concrete ways. Your body protests this self-betrayal through unexplained anxiety, persistent low mood, and physical symptoms like tension headaches, digestive issues, or chronic fatigue, all of which appear when you repeatedly swallow your truth. The INFJ 2.0 upgrade requires activating your voice feature, recognizing that your perspective is necessary. Your capacity to see beneath surface-level interactions offers essential depth in a world that often skims across experiences. The insights you hesitate to share could be precisely what others need to hear, even if they don't initially realize it. Sign number 5, purpose-driven action. Those powerful insights you've been perfecting in your mind, they're collecting dust while you wait for the perfect moment to act. Most INFJs discover too late that their greatest regret isn't what they did imperfectly, it's all the impact they never had because they were too afraid to begin. Did you know that 87% of INFJs report experiencing analysis paralysis? This frustrating condition traps your brilliant vision in a web of what-ifs and endless scenarios, preventing you from taking that first crucial step. You are caught in an infinite loop of refining ideas without implementing them. The painful truth is that this creates a profound disconnect between what you could contribute and what you do. Your perfectionism becomes the very thing that blocks your purpose. You continue polishing that insight, that project, that intervention, convinced that just one more revision will make it ready, while the opportunity to make a difference slowly fades away. The INFJ 2.0 upgrade requires breaking this cycle. Taking purpose-driven action means moving forward with what matters most to you, even when the path ahead seems foggy. One INFJ put it after launching her imperfect community project. Taking action is about showing up for yourself and becoming an example of believing in who you are. Your first attempts will feel clumsy and you'll make mistakes, but this messy process is exactly where your growth lives. Every action creates ripple effects beyond what your planning mind could predict. As we conclude this journey, remember that evolving into INFJ 2.0 isn't about becoming an entirely different person. It's about shedding limitations that have kept your authentic self hidden beneath layers of people-pleasing. Your capability has always been there. The question is whether you're ready to prioritize your evolution, even when it disrupts others' expectations. Ready to emerge from your chrysalis? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to continue the journey to understanding yourself or an INFJ in your life, click either of the following videos where we continue to unlock the secrets of the INFJ personality type.